There's no hair in the back. It's like shaved up my head.
That's cool.
I got no hair up here.
Have you
It's
thought
not.
about maybe playing with henna tattoos while you've got the opportunity? Just kind of see if you dig
No,
it.
because I am a person that would actually spend time in India, and I'm not doing that. It's a
I
little too
love the Indian wedding movies where they're doing the bride the night before. Two of my favorite movies are Monsoon Wedding and Wedding Season. I love them both.
I'm here with Snippins, John, Lishy, and today we're talking New Delhi and Delis and Taylor Swift with friends who love to give each other business.
What is this India tattoo wedding thing?
Indian brides. I mean, the whole Indian wedding thing, you can get into it. It's
Their
fairly
weddings are
elaborate.
way more attractive than ours.
Incredibly elaborate. Guys show up on elephants. The groom does a dance with his groom. It's a scene. It's crazy.
Robbie was the first Westerner to attend a wedding in a village, and he was just walking down the street, and they just grabbed him and told him to come to the wedding, and he was the first Westerner to ever attend a wedding in that village.
There you go. One of the traditions is the women get together in a group the evening before, and they do these incredibly elaborate henna tattoos up the back of their hands and up their arms on either side. They're beautiful. They're incredible. Don't make a face. Go look at it.
I mean, I have
Like-
a tattoo that has a little bit of a henna design in it, and nobody can ever see it. And I'm kind of glad because I got that tattoo like in the early aughts, and I don't think it's that cool to appropriate their culture like that.
Well, the ironic one for me is here, which is an Om symbol. Sorry, I'm being a spaz. I'm trying to get backwards. There we go. There it
Oh
is.
yeah.
The computer.
And that one I got done like by some sidewalk guy in Pattaya, Thailand, which is kind of a gnarly place. It's kind of like Venice, right? And it was like $35.
Well, the price is right.
Does it mean
Pretty great. Well, I'd say it's my favorite tattoo of all of mine.
Does it mean
love
white? Does it mean white whore, and you just don't know? Like were they?
No, it's a mandala with a Om symbol in the middle. Nothing confusing. I do have on this side Thai that says happy alone, Suk Kong Diao, but that's just a relationship thing.
This is not a tattoo, but this is my buddy's dry cleaners. Not New Delhi. What's the name of that place? New Jersey.
Ah.
.com.
I went to a New Delhi in New Jersey. It was good. The corned beef was excellent.
Remember that place you took me to, Lishy? Where was the Northridge? That deli in Northridge?
That would be Brent's, wouldn't it, in Northridge?
So good.
But there was another one. Remember, Danny, like across from Northridge Mall, there was like a blue and white place.
Yeah. It finally closed. It was Abe's.
They had really good like breakfast stuff, like fried sandwiches and stuff like that. It was like if you wanted a Reuben, that was a really good place to go.
I always used to tell people there was a chain of delis called Jerry's in LA that finally closed. And it was one of those places where the menu's vast and the sandwiches are gargantuan. Brent's is kind of the same way in the volume of the food that you get per order. But I used to explain to people that Jerry's Deli at their peak was like Brent's rolling out of bed with pneumonia and a hangover.
Sure, but it's like Sbarro versus some local pizza place, you know.
Jerry's Deli was very plastic food. It was very plastic.
They bought an outfit called Solly's that had 3 or 4 shops. There was one in Van Nuys next to the Gelsons. There were a couple of those, and they were way better.
Sally's is gone now too.
Jerry's bought them. The deli wars in the Valley have gotten pretty fierce. The deli wars in West LA are worse, but the deli wars in the Valley have gotten really fierce. And I think Brent's wins.
Isn't Jerry's Deli closed?
Yeah,
gone.
All of them are closed.
Snippin, are you working on your stupid journal?
Are you crocheting?
Scrapbook? Hold up your scrapbook right now.
It's not a scrapbook, first of all.
You're not. Yeah, you're not allowed to call it a scrapbook, as I remember.
What word do you use for it? Is it
A
journal?
journal. It's journal and planning.
Women keep a journal.
So it's just a multimedia journal with like some images and stuff?
Yeah. It's just
There's a word for that. There's a word for that. It's called scrapbook. With a French accent, say, put the dynamite on the train tracks. So we could do like a World War II, because you look like a French resistance fighter from World War II with your hair and your little cap. Doesn't she look like a French resistance fighter from World War II? No?
She looks like Carnaby Street to me. She looks like Georgie Girl. She looks like, what was that? Twiggy. That's what she used to wear that kind of stuff. I love that look, by the way. That kind of
Right?
the first modified ball cap look with the high hat. It's like sort of a conductor's hat. I love that look. I think it's hot
called
as hell.
a Greek fisherman's hat. And
Fisherman's hat. There you go.
I used to wear this hat and another hat that's not as warm every single day, and people recognize me because of this hat.
Sure. I mean, it's a fabulous look. It's a very European look. I love it.
I just I'm not good at hair, and my hair is awful right now.
No.
Mine is always in control. It's always well managed.
It's better to be managed than out of control like mine.
Your hair is like Spotify set to shuffle. You're just playing 1,000 songs from a bunch of different albums that don't go together.
I am still of the mind that there are certain people that I listen to that I need to listen to an entire album. I can't just shuffle mix.
Most people these days are not creating albums. They're creating compilations of songs. Most people historically have not created albums. They've created compilations of songs.
If I listen to David Bowie, I have to listen to an album. I cannot listen to like a jumble mumble of his career music.
Sgt. Pepper, Sweet Baby James. There are certain albums that, because of the time we grew up in, where you'd put something on the turntable and then just sit on your bed and veg.
Well, it was like a collective piece of art. A lot of them were cohesive.
Well, Blue, Joni Mitchell. I mean,
I like the Beatles. I think they have legitimate claims to being a good band, whatever. But I think the Kinks get cut out and overlooked because of the Beatles. And I love the Kinks.
I was working in a shop with a young guy. I was training him, and we started talking about the Doors. And this was before Apocalypse Now came out. And I was talking about how I was super into the Doors. And he says, "Well, what about your other friends who were into the Doors?" I didn't have any other friends who were into the Doors. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's like what you grew up with. But now I think it's not even a concept for most people. Very few people are writing more material other than Taylor Swift. I mean, I don't think anybody else is.
Well, I think she just craps out a lot of songs, maybe. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Taylor Swift. She does.
Yeah, don't get me started. But clearly, yeah,
You can't yell at Taylor Swift right now. You're gonna get destroyed on the internet.
I have no opinion of her. It just seems like she puts out an enormous amount.
Well, because you're not 13, Snippins, so I wouldn't think that you would.
I don't think that I am Taylor Swift's audience.
No. Right.
No,
I don't think I am either.
Not a value judgment on Taylor Swift. It's more of a person.
No, it's just I'm too old to appreciate
I think her songs are fine, but it doesn't speak to me.
And I honestly wouldn't know if I was listening to a Taylor Swift song, so I don't know.
I'm
well,
just
there you go.
having that experience.
Well, you're not a young lady,
right? It's not,
or a 30-year-old lady looking, still looking for love, or any of those things. But I mean, I think that she does present this image to women that says it's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay to fail. It's okay to succeed. It's okay to be a boss. I mean, I think her messages are awesome. The Joni Mitchell at the Emmys thing, like, destroyed me. She was my god. I think Blue was a creative. It was like a next level thing. And I think if you look, one of the things is, if you look at who was on the stage at the Grammys, it was predominantly women, and it was predominantly women singer-songwriters. You know, and if you ask Billie Eilish or Taylor Swift or Kelly Clarkson about Joni Mitchell, they will call her seminal. And Taylor Swift can sing you every Joni Mitchell song and every word of every Joni Mitchell song, and she understands the way they were crafted. Now, Olivia Rodriguez, you know, these people have studied these songwriters, and they understand how they did it, and they start with Blue.
And just for this episode, Lisha, can you do another one of your patented pauses? You've never eaten an egg, and then you just stop talking.
You have never eaten an egg, like the eggs my chickens used to lay. Holy mackerel!
But in the computer one, you said
Chicago's one of the only cities in the world. Well, then somebody started talking, so I stopped because I figured what I was saying was not as important.
Nobody was talking. It's just that thing you do, which is so adorable, because I do like to use them in the show as my.
So look, there's a very important part of music.
Mm-hmm.
Is there?
Are the rests.
So I have tallied our votes, and feel free to write in the comments section who you think is never right in this episode. Snippins, say something sassy about Taylor Swift.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're never right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want more content from the Never Right podcast.